Hi everybody. I try to stay out of political stuff as much as I can. You can easily offend people, or really easily when you start hitting on touchy issues. That being said, hi everybody. This is Tempaden. I got some good news. I don't know how many people are still thinking about net neutrality. I've been signed up to receive things on it. I think that, in all fairness, if our internet is to be truly ours, then we should not have to worry about things that are starting to be commonplace, like for instance, I noticed with my internet, sorry about that, my stomach hit the computer. But things I've noticed is after net neutrality went down, we had my internet company all of a sudden, even though I'm supposed to have unlimited internet coverage and things, and I'm supposed to have the best, because I was supposedly had the newest modem and things like that. They went and have the plan, they had some changes done to it, and it happened almost immediately after net neutrality went down. And the short synopsis of net neutrality is that to keep it to where it's neutral grounds for everybody, and to where we don't have to worry about anybody imposing you can't see this because of that. And you're already kind of seeing some of the net neutrality issues kind of happen randomly around the world. But right now in the United States, we used to have a net neutrality clause, and then we got rid of it. And that would be my dishwasher. So, yeah. If you guys hear a beep in the video and it's really going to be pretty loud, that's my dishwasher. I have one of those smaller ones, so. But I wanted to have you guys see something, and I've been trying to play around with some videos I wanted to do, and that's why I haven't gotten anything out. Plus, this is December, and it is one of the hardest times for me to get anything done the way I want to. So, with that being said, I want to show you this. Now, this came from my congressman. Yeah, my congressman. And he had sent me an email because, I, with a bunch of people, decided that I was going to sit there, at the very least, if I was going to be vocal about something, be something that I can at least get behind, which is making the internet neutral for everybody. And that comes with its issues. Sure, that means that it's equal opportunity for someone to say something bad about you at the same point in time to say something good about you. And that also requires that you, as the user, need to sit there and make sure that what you're doing is going to keep you safe, because life throws these hurdles at you all the time, and it's going to happen online or in real life. But in the end, if it's neutral, then that means that your voice is also not going to sit there and outweigh someone else's, and everybody, in theory, should have an equal playing field. Not saying that always happens. Life is what it is. But I really don't like the idea of sitting there and starting to give people who have all the power around us nowadays the better hand to make sure that we, as people on the lower side of the totem pole, like your average day user of the internet and stuff like that, that we stay down here underneath their thumbs. Like I've said before, I'm not trying to make this a political thing. It is political, which is why I make that disclaimer. If you think net neutrality is awesome, by all means, I will not tell you you're wrong. Even if I don't fully support that idea, I support your free will to think so. And with that being said, I hope I don't offend anybody. podcast. It's like the main reason why I get so scared on bringing up anything that is, well, harder for me to actually bring up, like politics or religion or gender politics. I mean, there's so many things out there, and it's like in this day and age, you put your words out there, and there's going to be someone to get really mad at you over it. And there's also going to be people that support your cause. And so I try to make sure that what I do support is at the very least fundamentally okay. I mean, I can't be perfect all the time, but I do try when I can. That being said, so I have this congressman. His name is Adrian Smith. And he sent me oh, here we go. All right, cool. Oh, Lordy. Are we just not gonna? Oh, Lordy. Are we okay? Internet, what are we doing? Maybe if can I do that? No. I don't understand. What is so hard about this? I want to, okay, actual size. Well, I guess I only want one page at a time. Well then, and of course, my system is, not the best it can be. So let me see if I can't fix it. I don't think I can I? No. Okay, I'm gonna do some really trippy. Forgive me. It's gonna probably look really messed up. Right now you see me messing with my settings. Right now we got black screen. In a minute, we're gonna sit there and have. So what I don't understand is this. Okay, well you saw that part where it's officially, it was an email that came in. I'm gonna sit there and do this the easy way, because apparently email thing. Okay, I'm going to try to make this an image. I don't know if this will work. So we get to learn some stuff about OBS, I guess. OBS allows me to bring different formats in to take and show you guys what I'm seeing. And number one, all right, email thing. Is it just going to be that? Yes, it's just going to be that. Okay, so rule number one. If you sit there and you see that little part there, let's remove that. If you think that you're going to make an image of your emails, it ain't going to work with your computer most likely. So trial one, fail. I'm just going to copy. Oh, I know what I can do. I'm going to be smart. I will be smart. I will sit there and really, really be smart. What am I thinking? Copy. You know, to be quite honest, I'm still learning stuff day by day. Like, whoop, there goes my movement of the image. Hi, everybody. I'm so sorry. I had so many ideas of how I was going to go about this little video, and that being said, I'm not going to get exactly the way I want it. But I can do it. I got mad skills up in here in my head. WordPad. That'll work. Paste. Well, at the very, but it's going to do that. No. Oh. Alright, you know what? When in doubt, I'll do it this way. Maybe I can pull up this image. If this works, I won't have to do anything else. So I just went and put the email onto a Word document and hoping that this will be window capture. Please. Pretty please. Yay! Well, you don't get all the pretty images and everything from the email, but guess what? Bam! Here we go, everybody. Alright, now I'm gonna make this to where you can at least read along with me. So, my congressman sent me this email, and because I'm not really all that skilled in how this works for making it, like, I've seen other people use their actual email and, like, have it set up where you can't see any part of it, and we'll take and have it to where you can actually see all their email from the email. I'm not that skilled yet, but someday I'll do it. But anyways, here we go. And it goes, thank you for contacting me about the regulation of internet providers. I appreciate you taking the time to share your views on this matter. As you may know, on November 20th, 2011, the Federal Communications Commission, or the FCC, under the Obama administration, implemented its so-called Open Internet Order regulating access to internet data, commonly referred to as net neutrality, which is something I'm actually quite glad to have. This rule prohibited fixed-line internet providers from discriminating against any legal content providers by, for example, degrading the transmission of their content to internet users, which is something I've dealt with, and I'm pretty sure everyone at some point has already dealt with. This was one of the issues as to why I, at the very least, put in my emails for support. I attempted to call once, and I just felt odd about it, so I didn't call anybody anymore. Besides, you're never really going to get through, because they're going to just sit there and be like, yeah, no. Because they're just going to say, oh, they're not going to empty out the mailbox or nothing when they do stuff like this. I'm sure they've got some switch or something, but there goes my conspiracy theories for another day. Anyways, on January 14th, the Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia invalidated parts of the Open Internet Order, citing the FCC's classification of internet providers as information services. The court stated the FCC was not allowed to impose anti-blocking or anti-discrimination rules. As a result, on May 15, 2014, the FCC launched an open comment period on how best to protect and promote the Internet as the agency moves forward on a new rulemaking process. This initial comment period ended July 18, 2014, and the public response period ended on September 10, 2014. Now, to be quite honest, I, the usual person, didn't even know about this. Like, half the time when you get rules up in Congress, yeah, they have their periods, and if you know what website to go to, or if you're really paying attention to all that stuff, you're going to know. But if you're like me, who uses YouTube all the time, or listens to music all the time, the average stuff you use the internet for, and there's probably more to it, but I'm just going with my personal experiences, Netflix, video games online, you don't see this information. And if it does get out, it's because someone on a platform you're using will sit there and say something. And if nothing's said, then no one really knows either. And so it's like certain information gets where it needs to be, and certain information never gets anywhere. And to me, this was something I didn't know about. I might have been more vocal then. But within the last couple of years, I've been trying to, at the very least, send in emails to show that I want them to put some type of thing to make it to where there's, equal ground, because, everyone enjoyed being able to watch their favorite videos without having to have your internet impose things like, that whole thing where people are like, your internet, like, does that whole, what is it called again? Bogs down your internet or slows your internet speed down when you go up so high. But if you pay an extra $10, it goes up a little bit more and you can have more speed on it. At the very least, my phone, which my phone company, at the very least, improved on their design for that part alone. But my phone still overheats, but that has nothing to do with net neutrality. But the data consumption that the person uses is something that they were trying to make it towards, once again, more of an equal playing field. Now, if I'm not totally right, you guys are free to comment down what you guys think and feel. I'm okay with it. Even if everything's negative against me, I'm okay with it because I want to hear what other people think. But anyways, the next part goes, the FCC passed a new open internet order by a vote of 3-2, applying Title II of the Communications Act to internet providers on February 26, 2015. On December 14, 2017, the FCC voted 3-2 to repeal the agency's 2015 Title II rules. Once again, I really don't know what all that means other than that was the rule process. They were trying to get things to where, we had what we had, I'm assuming, because I know that a little bit longer it will, I know that there's more stuff that happened after that point. So I probably showed up into this whole thing probably 2016, 2017. I think it was pretty much most of last year. I believe so. Because I remember, I think it was last year when they voted to get rid of it. The year that was the year before. One of the two. All I know is that I've only been into this very recently. So a lot of the stuff to me is new news that I didn't even know. And I've been trying to support this neutrality thing. Anyways, rest assured, I will keep your thoughts in mind should Congress consider legislation regarding net neutrality. Again, thank you for contacting me. Please do so in the future if I may be of assistance. Something I should let you guys know. If you don't already know this, you can sit there and send emails, try to call your congressman, your House of Representatives. You can sit there and try to get your voice in there. Usually it doesn't get heard unless you get clumped together with a bunch of other people with similar voices. Sometimes you do. You might get lucky and you might just catch your congressman at the right time. Sometimes it is necessary to get a hold of them. There are things that they can do that most people around you can't for obvious reasons. They're in our actual government and federal at that point. And then you got state, depending on what you need, you might need to call your congressman for it. I was put together with a bunch of other people talking about net neutrality, and I realized that this type of email is more of like an email sent to a bunch of people all at once, because in all fairness, the thousands of people that are behind this trying to get net neutrality back and try to make it a little bit easier for us to get the information we want without someone else slowing down our speed because there's nothing preventing them from really doing that. And if there is, great. As far as I know, there isn't. A lot of this is more conjecture than actual fact, and I realize that. And I hope that I'm at least somewhere on the right bandwagon, because from what I've heard and what I've seen, I believe so. If I'm wrong, feel free to let me know and show me links and stuff like that so I can be more informed the next time I come on one of these videos like this. But the main thing that I wanted to say is that I'm actually starting to see people actually, take, time to look at this type of thing, and it's making me feel better. I mean, what if one day, if everyone actually, was like, hey, look, we have this issue, and we actually just rationally sent in, our thoughts on it, and maybe somehow the government does actually hear what we say. Who knows? It would be really cool. I'd really like it, the chance to say I've actually done something. Even though that's not the main point, that's not the real reason why I even got into the emailing of this stuff, because, in all fairness, I really try to stay out of it. I don't want to be in the middle of any political stuff. I don't really want to sit there and say, oh no, we got this, this, and this, and you'll be that person that everyone looks at going, you're nuts. But if it's something important, I'll do it. Because sometimes you gotta stand up and you have to say things, and I honestly hope that we do get somewhere with net neutrality, that we get it to where we have that in place, to where, unless we have all the money behind us, we'll still be safe even if we don't. I realize I didn't exactly form the words right, but let me try to say this in a better way. I believe that our internet should have some regulations, yes. If you go into a site and that site's rule is you can't sit there and be belligerent to people around you, well, then there should be some consequence from that site as to what they're going to do, and they can't do anything like hack your stuff, because that would be a violation. I can see that. But to sit there and be like, because in all fairness, what happened at neutrality, from what I understood, went down, is that they can now do things that would beforehand be considered, illegal. Like slow our internet speed down to where it doesn't load a page the internet people don't want us to see. Now, obviously, if we're going to a malicious site, okay, that's on us. And at the same point in time, our computer has already given us like 17,000 different don't go here stuff, At that point, if they continue through, either A, they know what they're getting into, or they're just that stupid. Because no one really wants to destroy their computer data-wise. At least as far as I know. But when you think about it, this type of, the ability to sit there and say, oh, well, I'm just going to slow that person's internet speed down because I'm the internet person, of the town, and it's not like they're going to be able to go to anyone else unless they don't want as best of service as I've got, so I'm good. I can do whatever I want. That's what net neutrality was trying to avoid. And unfortunately, with it gone, that's what we're looking at, things like that. And I realize it's not important as like human rights or, the right to bear arms, or trying to make sure that everyone's treated equally. I realize that, but someday it will be as important. At some point in time, your data usage will be as important as you breathing air, and that's something we're looking at in the future. And if we at this point in time just stand by and do nothing and let all of a sudden all these laws just happen and we don't do nothing about it, then, well, we were part of the problem then, because we didn't do anything. We didn't try to get our voice in there. So, as of right now, I know that there is still some voting and stuff like that happening. They're still looking at net neutrality. They're still trying to get it fixed. My suggestion is there are definitely a lot of companies out there that are trying to get everybody's voice heard. And I realize that you're probably not going to get that phone call into your congressman at this point in time in the process. You're probably not. But you can still send an email to your senator, and well, let me see some here. I don't know how I'm going to be able to show it, so give me a moment here. I can email your senator. What I can do is I will put some links down below. You can write letters. You can sit there and send emails. Or there's a thing called the Senator's Contact page, and what I will do is I will put in the link what I have here. Now, because of my location being different than some of your guys' probably, or anyone's, unless you're in Nebraska, odds are what I have is not going to be the same for you. But I'm sure that on this page, which is from U.S. Senate, www.senate.gov. We'll probably sit there. Oh, there's a link on it too. Yeah, I'll put this link in there. If you guys feel like you want to look at this and see, what you can do. I'm not saying like, let's go grab our signs up there and go march on this. No. For this, it's just good enough to know that if you sit there and put in your email to these people and put in your but your thoughts on it, it might help. Because we had some supporters before, but once they got elected in, some of them decided to not because, well, they got paid. Some of them did get paid according to what I was reading. But the thing is that we had support and then we lost it, and which is sad. But in the end, all we can do is at least say, hey, look, we use our internet, we use our data, we use these things every day. The last thing we need is to be nickeled and dimed or be slowed down for reasons we don't know why. I mean, heck, even my Netflix sometimes gets affected with speed, and I get that, the internet sometimes will slow down. Like, it's winter for some of us. I get it. But it's when it becomes, well, excessive and to the point that you actually have to put money into it in order to fix it, or just not go there because all of a sudden every other webpage you go to is fine, but like one or two just all of a sudden never load. And it's either A, because the person made the website probably messed it up or wasn't able to pay for it and it's just not loading. Or it could just be because of net neutrality being gone, your internet provider is slowing your internet down to make you think that page isn't going to load, and then you don't see it. And that is where my problem sits at. Because then you're going to go to another site and go, well, I can't go to that one. And that one might have had something you needed to know. Or might not have been what they wanted you to see at that day, and it might come back the next day. You never know. And that is why I want my net neutrality back. Because even though it wasn't perfect, even though things like that still went through, it at the very least was helping. And I realize that depending on where you're at on the politics, you either really liked Obama or you really hated Obama. Same thing with pretty much any of the presidents up there. that we've ever had. Pretty much, as far as I know, everyone liked all the older presents and all the ones we've currently been getting. Everyone's just been going all over the place with either love or hate for. I'm going to stay neutral on that. I don't have a feeling one way or the other. I enjoy jokes from both. I enjoy information from both. It's really interesting when you can sit there and see both sides of the coin and make your decision when it pertains to what you need to. Obviously, there are things that need to be fought for, and I'm not saying that this is any more important than any of those. In fact, in all fairness, it's probably not as important right now as it might be in the future. But I'm going to put a link in my description. If you're new to my channel and you're like, I thought she was a gaming channel, well, don't really know what I am as a channel. All I know is that I do a lot more games. I like to try to do some covers, but copyright is hard to figure out how to get around that. I also want to sometimes sit there and watch some anime or do like a top 10 of things I like from certain movies, but you never really know because that whole debacle is something that's also an issue too, where we've got other countries that are going to start imposing things to deal with their internet because every country handles their internet policies differently. And internet is very mutable. There are so many things that can affect us, and they don't even have to be in our country to affect us because our internet has been so connective, and we have tried to bridge so many gaps with the internet, with like science, research, all of that. Everything is at some point in time connected. And once you realize that, now not only do we have to deal with these issues at home where they want to take away our ability to have somewhat of a protection towards what our internet companies can do, now we got to worry about what happens in another country, whether or not our games will be safe, or if we're going to sit there and lose, some of the people talk about like part of YouTube would be shutting down because of these issues, or if you do anything sad or anything bad, all of a sudden the YouTube/internet's responsible, not the person that did it. Or random things like that. And it's starting to get really silly. Like, we used to be so connected, and now I'm seeing ways that this is going to splinter, and it's going to splinter hard. We might just have to go back to reading books for information if this is how things are going to go. With that being said, I didn't mean to make things depressing. I didn't want to sit there and make like some boring video, but I thought this needed to be put out there. And maybe at some point, like, people just think about what's going on, and maybe we can some point in time find a solution that works for everyone. I mean, heck, there's a lot of ways that we've been splintering in the United States, let alone in other countries, and maybe it takes the one voice to start making a change. That being said, my name is Tempaden. And I sit there and say hello, goodbye. But it was nice seeing you guys. If you guys want to see content, let me know what type of content you'd want to see. I did not put on any makeup. I didn't brush my hair because I woke up with this email, and I wanted to get it as quickly as I can. It wasn't as good as I was hoping, because I was hoping to see something like, we're long strides into this, and I, as your senator, have this all figured out. And It was just at least notification that he at least is looking at it, which is great. Finally, someone responds back, and it wasn't the people that have been going and sending my emails to him through, because there are many ways to contact him or her, depending on who's your senator. But these are the guys that you need to send information to. Even if it's for something other than net neutrality, these are the people you send that to. And then they will sit there, if they feel it's enough of an issue that they need to do something with, then they will submit that as a possible rule, law, bill, whatever. And that is how we get things started. Usually this is more of I play some Let's Plays, or I try to do an almost perfect cover, which someday I'll get it right. Or I'll sit there and maybe I'll actually draw something. I don't know. This is more of my brainstorming soup of ideas, and yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you guys would like, go ahead and subscribe, comment, heck, it doesn't, I really actually prefer to have, just you guys at least seeing these things, and at the very least getting some enjoyment out of them. I will try not to do too many of these unless this is what you guys want me to do. And honestly, that would take a little bit of an adjustment, because I really don't want to go this route. I just felt it was important to at least say that my emails were seen by the government. And whether that be good or bad, I'm hoping it's for the best. Because, quite frankly, right now, we just got a lot of Band-Aids, and people are afraid to remove them. And once they remove one, they might have to perform some sort of surgery to fix it again. And maybe that's what we need. Who knows? Anyways, this is Tempaden. See you guys later. Bye-bye.